Welcome people of the World Wide Web, and it's Wednesday, so it's another look what I'm watching, and now we're up to I think 13 if I've got it right. So what have I got for you today? So I have got these three plus my special choice, so we shall start. So the first one is obviously I watched Ready Player One last week, and then at the weekend it was the 4K of Rampage. Forgot how much I did quite like this. It's kind of the turn your brain off action, you know, and the crocodile, gorilla and the wolf. I've never played the game of Rampage, obviously this is based on, but it is really good. You know, it has some funny moments with The Rock and stuff like this. You know, some CG. It's got a few other major actors that come in here. Jeffrey Dean Morgan obviously is kind of the sheriffy type bloke that helps him out. His character is really good, and yeah, George, and it's just George the gorilla even, and Ralph is obviously the wolf. But yeah, it's all good to see. You know, it kind of building up to a kind of kaiju fight at the end. I say it wasn't a period I think Rock had done like San Andreas and a few other stuff around this time, or maybe before this, and it was good. It was really good in 4K as well. I must admit, I think my soundbar ain't the best because there are a few times it is a little bit crackly, but apart from that, you know, I thought it was actually, you know, a really good film. And I say it's the second time I watched it at cinema, which was really good. I say this was the 4K version, made it just as good as that, kind of like it did with Ready Player One. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, that is the first one I have been watching. So the next one we have is Welcome to Marwen. So this is actually loosely based off, or as far as I can tell, a true story. It is a very well done. So it kind of starts off, you have this little doll here. So this is the main character, and he likes dolls, and he basically used to be an artist, but now he just takes photography of these dolls that kind of inspire on his true life. So unfortunately, prior to the story of this film starting, he was, because of how he is, and he has certain things he likes that other people didn't like 5 guys in the bar basically beat him up, like, I mean, majorly bad. And obviously, as I say, this is actually the part that comes from the real life scene. Because of that, he kind of has a kind of trauma to it, and it is kind of reflected in the dolls. And this is why trauma, you know, when stuff happens in real life, it kind of, he flicks it on the dolls. And this is where it comes that this little doll is kind of the spitting image of him, and it is done with motion capture. Like, all the people around him, or most of them, are the dolls, and it's all kind of, he kind of imagines himself as a World War II pilot that there, and it's obviously the Germans in this are the 5 people who attacked him and his friends that live in the town he is in. They are kind of the rebels that sit with him. Sorry, it's the dog making a funny noise. And yeah, and it is just his, as this is going on, the court case is happening, and the 5 people are up for basically sentencing, and it's him trying to overcome everything that he's been through via a new lady moving in across the way. I won't say too much more on this. It was very good. I say it's very good, the CG of where they look. Like, the opening scene is Steve Carell is in a plane, he's going down, he lands in the mud, he jumps out in the mud because his boots are on fire, and it literally looks like it's Steve Carell, and I'm like, but why is he flying the plane? Then when he lifts his foot out, he's got a doll's foot, like a proper Ken doll type foot, and I was like, oh, okay. And that's what you see through. The dolls look very realistic. You can tell they're dolls, you can tell they're human, but it's done really well with the motion cap and everything else. And it is, mate. I think some people have, compared it to Sucker Punch and stuff like that. Obviously, it's going in and out, but it has like a good meaning at the end. And obviously, it is based on true events. It is quite sad when you hear that obviously these 5 people did attack the person for the reasons they did, and only several of them got arrested and sent down, and it was only for a few years. So to be honest, that wasn't the nice side of it, but I'm glad that the person seems to be doing well. It seems the photography in that is the way of his recovery, and obviously he does get featured, so his art is out there in the world, which is a really good thing. And I say Steve Carell does a really good job. So it takes a little while to get used to his stuff. But yeah, I really liked it. So that's Welcome to My World. And then the third one on my watch is We Are Marshall. So this is about, it's actually again based on true events. So this is a real, or was a real life football team. They go to play a game, and on the flight home, unfortunately, the plane goes down and kills everybody. It is from the town of Marshall, which is where everybody's from. So the whole team, the coaches, most of the coaches, and a load of people from the town who are all on this plane basically are wiped out. The school has like a kind of program that they did to train people up to be the football team, and they want to get, and because of this shock they decide that they want to get rid of it, but one person specifically decides to try and reignite the passion that they had and wants to kind of keep this memory alive. So he brings in Matthew McConaughey's character, who is one of the judges, and then obviously this is Matthew Fox from Lost fame, and he kind of helps him out, and it is kind of their story of getting back on track. Now it's not kind of your typical a disaster happens in a team, a new team come along, they do amazing, they win all the games and everything. This is based on such a short part, and it is more to kind of deal with the fact of loss and these people passing in real life, and how the community and everyone reacted to that, and how with the help of the team and stuff they kind of started to put everybody back on track, and they coped and kind of stepped, you know, with grief and something, it's something that never goes away. It is, you know, and someone, I've seen a quote somewhere, I can never remember who it is, but it always is that grief is like a brick. Like it, you know, it is a brick that you will always carry around with you. All it does is it gets a little easier to carry it as time goes on, because you just get used to it. And that is exactly kind of this. But to get over the initial shock and everything of people losing loved ones, children's, fiancés, you know, mums, dads, as I say, and it is quite emotional in places, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on, but it is a really good story, and it's nice that it's on true events, and that you know, and it's something for people's memory. This film will always be out there for this team to remember them, so that was nice. So yes, that's mainly what I've been watching. Now I always have like a special one, so I've done it. So this is an old one that I pulled out for my wife. This was The Negotiator. So it can't be a bit of Samuel L. Jackson and Kevin Spacey. Now I thought I remembered what the ending of this was, and I got it wrong because I watch so many films, and that's just how it is. But yeah, it's very good. So obviously Samuel L. Jackson is a hostage negotiator. And then it looks like he starts to get framed for siphoning money from the pension fund of $2 million, and it is basically he then tries to find out who's setting him up by taking a load of people that he works with hostage, and then Kevin Spacey is brought in as a new hostage negotiator to kind of work with him to try and sort this out, and then you kind of, it goes on, and you trying to figure out what's going on with the people, and was he set up, wasn't he set up, is this and it is a really, really good film. I mean, I don't think it's that expensive film, it's probably that much well known, but it is really good. I think it's from the 2000s, I thought it, no, 1998, so it's a 90s film. It's a really, really good one, keeps you on the edge of your seat for most of the film, and there's a few twists and turns there, and it's all, you know, didn't he, but I would definitely recommend this one. So yeah, so that is all the movies I have been watching more or less this week. Thanks for watching. Please do like, comment and subscribe to my videos. As you see, I'm coming out with videos daily, or multiple ones daily at the minute, with the anime month going on. I say any comments or that is appreciated. Otherwise, I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time, and I shall see you in the next one.